We live, man. We live in Miami on the rooftop with it. Stop playing, man. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Go ahead and go live on Instagram. Man, I was in Turks the other day, uh, and this is on me. It's on nobody but myself. But my parents, my sisters, everybody was putting on sunscreen, right? And I thought I was just so cool that I'd have to put on sunscreen. I was like, hey, I don't need to do that. And then I got heat bumps on my forehead, like a dummy. Like a dummy. So we gonna rock out, do all that stuff, man. I'm here in Miami for like a couple of days, and I head back to Philly. I'll be back in New York, back at the old setup. And I can't wait to be back at the new crib. But I wanted to start off this episode by saying appreciate y'all for the love and support, and we're gonna get right into it. Noah Lyles versus Tyreek Hill. LeBron James and Steph Curry potentially teaming up, and Caitlin Clark, her phenomenal play after the Olympic break. Let's first start off with the elephant in the room, and that has been Noah Lyles. I posted something. It was on Instagram. I'm paraphrasing, but I was basically like, what has Tyreek Hill done to garner this respect? He hasn't done anything since being with Mahomes. That's why I said in the tweet. And then people are like, oh, well, passing, he led the league in receiving yards, 1,700 yards. What you mean he didn't do anything? Look, is Tyreek Hill the best wide receiver in the league right now? He's not. Jettis is over him. And I'm still not ready to say that Devontae Adams is not over Tyreek Hill. I apologize. I'm not ready to say that Tyreek Hill is over Devontae Adams yet. Because all I see is Devontae Adams get wide open, but Aiden McConnell and Jimmy G are throwing the ball to him. So what does that tell me? If Devontae Adams had Tua, if Devontae Adams had a competent quarterback, maybe he would be doing the same thing he was doing in Green Bay. All he needs is a new quarterback. Gardner Minshew's cool, but he ain't Tua. He not. But I bring up the other wide receivers is because Tyreek Hill is not definitely the best wide receiver in the league. We know for a fact Noah Lyles is the best sprinter, is the fastest man on the planet. That's what we know. That is what we know. So I'm just like, I know that track isn't as popular as football, isn't as popular as basketball, but it does not give you the right to disrespect the sport. If a man wins gold in the 100 meters and 200 meters in the world championship and then wants to say, how come in America, in an American league, we call each other the world champions when you haven't faced the world? How is that so hard to see? Especially coming from somebody who at that time won the world championships in the double. In the double. And then the following year, this summer, he goes ahead, wins the gold as a prohibitive underdog in the 100 meters, and then while having COVID-19, wins bronze, is an Olympic medalist 2 times. Noah Lyles can talk all he wants. So my question is, like, how does Tyreek Hill get more respect than Noah Lyles? And Noah Lyles is the Olympic champion. He's an Olympic medalist. He showed up for us on the biggest stage. Like when if you want to try to compare Noah Lyles, compare like different athletes in different sports, compare Noah Lyles to Patrick Mahomes. Compare Noah Lyles to Jokic. Compare Noah Lyles to the best player in whatever respective sport you are referring to. Because Noah Lyles is the best in his sport. Don't compare Noah Lyles to somebody that's top 5, somebody that's top 10. Because let's keep it a bean. Tyreek Hill is not a top 5 player in the National Football League. He's not. And there's a debate if he's top 10. If you want to compare Noah Lyles to Patrick Mahomes, you got all right to do that. And then we got something that we got cooking. But that comparison between Noah Lyles and Tyreek Hill is not a comparison. Now, I do want to see Noah Lyles and Tyreek Hill race because I want to shut up all these NBA Twitter guys that are still salty about Noah Lyles saying the truth and that y'all are not really world champions. And then, like, y'all do that. And my man texted me, so I lost my train of thought. Let me turn this John down real quick. But it's like, y'all really be trying to say that this guy isn't worth this respect when he's proved it on the biggest stage. And are still so mad about the NBA comments when it's like he was speaking the facts. He was speaking truth by the book of the law. And I have this conversation with a bunch of my friends. And they're like, yo, like, the NBA, the world champions. You got Jokic, you got Giannis, you got Joel Embiid, all around the world, bro. You did not prove it yet. You did not prove it. The Premier League is the best league in soccer. When Man City wins the Premier League, that does not make them world champions. Because they did not face Real Madrid, they did not face PSG, they did not face these other teams. Now, one can suspect or one can expect that the Celtics would beat Real Madrid, would beat Olympiacos, or whatever basketball team there is around the world. One could believe that, and I'm not saying that you should not believe that. But how I see it, you have to prove it. You have to create a league in which the best teams from each league around the world compete to see who is the world champion. And I knew that Americans were so conceited and we were so cocky and so full of ourselves because the whole entire world agrees with Noah Lyles. It's only Americans that feel like we're the law of the land and that we're above everything, that what happens here, is the world. No, it don't work like that. And that's why they be calling us. That's why they feel like we're cocky around the world and all that. Like, nah. The whole world is saying, yeah, Noah Lyles is right. But only NBA Twitter and some Americans are hating on American for speaking the truth. How about you say this? How about you say, all right, Noah Lyles, I appreciate you for helping form the Avengers because I don't believe that KD, LeBron, and Steph would have formed this team together if they did not hear what you said because that sparked all NBA players to be like, you're tripping. You don't know what you're talking about. We are the world champions. We are the best in the world. And that's why they had the whole thing with Team USA forming the Avengers to prove that they are still the king on top. Going back to my original point before I forgot my train of thought, I do want to see Tyreek Hill and Noah Lyles race. Now, it was funny because originally it was going to be 100 meters, and then Tyreek Hill was like, I'll do 50 yards. You turkey. You turkey. Stand on it. Now, look, he's a troll. He's a troll. I mean, you see it in his Twitter bio, Tyreek Hill is a troll. So he's trying to, he's not slick. He's not low. Talking about some I'll race you for 50 yards. You trying to bend the rules? No, stand on what you said. 100 meters. 100 meters, gang. Anybody with a real brain that believes that Tyreek Hill would beat Noah Lyles in a race, don't ever watch sports ever again in your life. Don't ever do ever again. No. We have one guy that has consistently ran sub 10, sub 9.8. And we have another guy who hasn't cracked sub 10. So what are we talking about? DK Metcalf should have showed y'all what happens when somebody looks dumb fast on the football field, but when they face track runners that, they run track every single day, they train for track every single day, compared to all of them, he came in last place. DK Metcalf, one of the top 5 fastest players in the game right now, came in last place. Tyreek Hill, football fast. He ain't track fast. It's levels. But I would definitely like to see that, though. But regardless if you like Noah Lyles or not, I'm in Miami and they be drawn, bro. They be drawn. Regardless if you like Noah Lyles or not, what you have to respect is that he's making a name for himself past the Olympics. Because for most track runners, it's like, we only care about you every 4 years. Noah Lyles is making a name for himself where that regardless if he's the villain, you're going to watch him. A lot of people are going to watch Noah Lyles on some like, I want to see him lose. That's great. That is great for the sport. Noah Lyles is very, very smart. He realized, all right, I'm going to make myself the villain so that people will literally watch my track meets, not just during the Olympics, but during the World Championships, during Diamond League, because they want to see me lose. Unfortunately, what it came to be and what it's going to be are Americans saying, I want to see Noah Lyles lose because I don't like him. He's corny. But guess what? If that's more eyes on Noah Lyles, if that's more eyes on track and field, Noah Lyles wins. The Olympics ended weeks ago. And we're talking about Noah Lyles right now. We're not talking about Sha'Carri. We're not talking about Sydney McLaughlin. We're not talking about Gabby Thomas. We're not talking about them right now. We're talking about Noah Lyles, and he's done a phenomenal job in going ahead and making a name for himself. It's kind of like boxing, right? You know, a guy like Raleigh, the guy that Tank knocked out, the guy that he almost lost to that 60-year-old grandpa. Raleigh and this isn't Noah Lyles, but it's just an example of how you can really talk that talk and people are gonna want to watch you. Raleigh is nowhere near being one of the best boxers in the world, but he has such a good mouthpiece that people are gonna want to watch him. I feel like people would watch Raleigh more than they would watch Shakur. And Shakur is a far better fighter. But in certain sports, you have to have a mouthpiece if you really want to get paid from that junk. If you really want people to watch you, you can't just be like a Bud Crawford and not say nothing for real. You can't just be like Leslie Tabogo and not say nothing. You can't do that. You got to have a mouthpiece. That's how the world works. It's money. Noah Lyles doing a phenomenal job. I want to talk about LeBron James and Steph Curry linking up. All you trolls that made fun of LeBron for switching teams and saying that he needs of different coaches, different supporting cast to win championships. I blame you all for this not going through. So what am I referring to? So LeBron James and Steph Curry, they could have been on the same team, or there were at least rumors of a trade to get the guys on the same team. Talking about LeBron on the Lakers being traded to the Warriors. Rich Paul, who is LeBron's agent, he was very much against the idea of LeBron joining Steph Curry because he did not want to have the narrative be LeBron is switching teams for the fourth time. He's going ahead and hopping on Steph Curry's bandwagon when it's like that was never the case. So because of you trolls that continue to troll LeBron James, y'all stripped us from greatness that we could have seen. We could have seen LeBron James and Steph Curry be on the same team, bro. But y'all be hating so much that robbed us from seeing greatness. Look, Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, they teamed up when they was old heads. Nobody talks about that. No, Charles Barkley will make it seem like he never joined a super team, that he would never think about that. That's what these old heads will make it seem like that's what they did. And I know I'm young. I'm 23 years old. I was born in 01. But I got YouTube game. I got Google. And we know what you did, Charles Barkley. You teamed up with Scottie Pippen and tried to form a super team with Portland. Or my fault, I think, with the Houston Rockets. Like, come on. Or you try to team up with Hakeem Olajuwon. Like, come on, bro. So it's like we see what y'all did, and what's the problem with LeBron and Steph doing it? So I'm more speaking to like the trolls on Twitter that just troll LeBron and all this stuff. Are you happy now? Are you happy that we're gonna not have our dream scenario of LeBron and Steph teaming up because y'all so worried about LeBron going to his fourth team, LeBron and Steph, oh, he's riding his coattails. Nah, bro, LeBron done won 4 chips without Steph. Everything LeBron does now is the icing on the cake. He's all ready to go. So anything he does now is just like, okay, more sprinkles. Hey, if you want some, so you know that like Hershey chocolate you put on like the cake with all that, put that on. Like, come on, bro. Come on. He was robbed from that. He was flat out robbed from that. But I hope. I mean, it's going to be hard for LeBron to go from playing with Steph, KD, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, and then now you're going to going to play for the Lakers, and all you have is AD, get D'Lo. I mean, D'Lo out here comparing himself to Steph Curry. You got, Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent. I mean, if I was LeBron, I would be like, dang. I'd be like, dang. Wow. Miami popping right now. Miami popping. My last topic of the day is Caitlin Clark, and this is how she's playing after this Olympic break. I remember I had a video. Before the season started, I said Caitlin Clark will do everything that she has done in college in the WNBA. There are some players. What did I say before the season started? You can doubt Caitlin Clark all you want, but some players are simply built different. And we are seeing now, I ain't saying with Caitlin Clark that she was going to average 40 points off rip, bro, on her first 3 games. I was saying you're going to see this season why she's one of them ones and why she was the number 1 overall pick. Now, we have seen crazy takes. We have seen people say that she's only in the spotlight because she's the great white hope, and it's actually disrespectful. And if you're saying that, you should be ashamed of yourself. But we are seeing somebody that is literally better at passing than what she became famous for. Caitlin Clark is a better passer than a three-point shooter, but she made her name as a three-point shooter. So once her three-point shooting gets up to the level as her passing, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. But we're seeing clear as day that some players are just built different. Yes, Caitlin Clark is going to run away with the Rookie of the Year award. And this is not saying that Angel Reese is not snapping. Angel Reese is doing her thing. Angel Reese is snapping. 19 points, 20 rebounds. She has been going off, and she is, showing why she shouldn't have been drafted that low. LA Sparks, y'all was tripping. I told y'all should have drafted Angel Reese. Y'all ain't do that. Flat out tweaked out because of that. And so for all y'all that be saying Miles be hating on Angel Reese in the WNBA draft, I made a whole episode and I was like, why wasn't Angel Reese a top 3 pick? Why wasn't she drafted by the LA Sparks? Come on, bro. Because there was still doubt around if her game could translate into the WNBA. Well, it definitely has. And with Caitlin Clark, her game is without a doubt translated to the WNBA. And she's without a doubt a top 15 player in the NBA and WNBA right now. Caitlin Clark is a top 15 player in the WNBA right now. 100%. And if you really keep it in the beam, you can make a case for top 10. You can make a case for top 10. Now, I know that there was a video that came out. It was a video of Skylar Diggins-Smith, kind of pushing. It wasn't like a flat-out push, but she bumped into Caitlin Clark. There was a video of Skylar Diggins-Smith. She bumped into Caitlin Clark. Here's my problem with videos like this. It pushes the narrative that everybody's hating Caitlin Clark. When can we just get back to the hoops? Let's talk about how she dropped 29 points, 9 assists. Let's talk about how her play after the Olympic break has been absurd. You feel me? Like, let's talk about that. And it's a lazy take for all you commentators that want to look at Skylar Diggins-Smith not even pushing Shawty and say, oh, y'all be hating, bro. Oh, my God. The world's about to fall down. Skylar Diggins-Smith bumped into Caitlin Clark. Oh, my gosh, guys. Oh, my gosh. How could Caitlin Clark live? Her trainer chucked her out. She has a bruised elbow because of Skylar Diggins-Smith. Shut up. They're competitors. Skylar Diggins-Smith was a little bit salty that Caitlin Clark was busting her ass, that the Fever was winning, and Caitlin was entertaining the crowd. She was a little bit salty. That's all that was. You keep it pushing. It's not no big thing. It's not. Now, I'm not going to lie and say that's not a bad look. It's like a narrative people try to push. I'm going to say it again because this whole I'm outside by the highway and all that. But, I'm not going to act like it's not a bad look because of the narratives people try to push. But in reality, it's not no big deal. It's not a big deal at all. It really isn't. And my man's hit me up, and I forgot to add him in this, John. And we're going to talk about this real quick before we get off. I want to get some other opinions on this too. I just don't feel like the hate. I feel like the hate is false, bro. The hate is false. It's false. We're not about to play into the whole hate thing. Caitlin Clark is hooping, and that's what it is. And that's what it is. Bro said if Clark gets in playoffs, she needs to quit the noise. What you mean by quit the noise? I think if she gets into the playoffs, this will be I feel like the season Wemby has had. Caitlin Clark is having the same season that Wemby is having, where it's like, all right, you could be surpassing expectations. If she gets into the playoffs, she has surpassed expectations because stats wise, she's doing, what people didn't think that she could do. And then also getting her team in the playoffs it was a reason why the Fever were the number one. They had the number one overall pick because they were not that good. Now they got some good players. I see very good players, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, but you got to put that together. I'm not going to hold that against her that she has Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell. You gotta play with what you got, and they snapping right now. They are flat out snapping, bro. So that's really what it is, bro. That's really what it is. Um, and it's phenomenal to see just great hoops. I finally want to see great hoops. So look, we talked about Tyreek Hill, Noah Lyles. There we go. There we go. Hold up. Hold up.
What up,
There
bro?
What's up, bro? What you want, yo?
Bro, I'm in a new crib. I'm in Syracuse, bro. I'm out of school for a little bit, just chilling, man.
Wait, you got class today?
Nah, I'm out to the I've been out for like a week and a half now. I've been out, but we start back up the 26th.
I start the third. So I'm just chilling now. Yeah. I'm just chilling now. But yeah, bro, we was I touched on the Noah Lyles point. I mean, you was hearing it.
Yeah.
I got pissed off at these LeBron trolls because you got Rich Paul saying, "Oh, well, I don't know if Rich Paul said it, but it was reported that he ain't want LeBron to team up with Steph because the narrative would be LeBron switching up all these teams. Y'all trolls ruined that for us. And then the Caitlin Clark stuff, I mean, it's like, it's fake. Look, bro, like, it's, oh my God, Skylar Diggins bumped into her. Oh my God, the training staff should check on her elbow. It's a bruised elbow. I'm so, oh my God. But yeah, you can really like piggyback off of whatever you really want to. You feel me?
Yeah, nah. So the Noah Lyles thing, that's what I came here for. I came here for the Noah Lyles thing. Everything else you said was actually pretty decent. Touching on the LeBron thing for a quick second, I don't think he would have did it anyway, just because like logistically, even if nobody had ever said like that would be a bad look, like logistically it would be a bad look. Like it has a lot to do with the trolls, but like at the end of the day, like because they went to war for so long, I don't think he would ever do it anyway. And it would be a bad look, not even for the like, oh, he'd be team hopping and stuff. Cause I don't even know if the league would fear that at this point, the way that they would have at one point. You know what I'm saying? Like they're both older. I don't know if the league would fear it the same way, but I think from the standpoint of like LeBron's the whole argument against LeBron is that he was always too nice anyway. Like Kobe and Jordan would have never Kobe would have never teamed up with Melo, like you know what I'm saying? Kobe would have never teamed up with nobody of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Jordan would have never teamed up with Hakeem or Patrick or anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like that just would have been a bad look. Like Jordan rode off into the sunset playing with the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? Like it just would have been a bad look for LeBron and Steph to team up. So I don't think that would have ever happened.
It would, but here's the thing, like for instance, I mess with Charles Barkley heavy. Shout out to him for he looked out for his folks at TNT and all that, and having him. He's a great guy, but he be trying to revise history by saying I wouldn't team up with these guys. We done seen you team up with guys at the end of your career. Let's not act like this did not happen. And so it's been great players that they got older, they teamed up, but they didn't get the job done. And I feel like if LeBron and Steph, even though they peak at their prime for sure, although they passed their peak prime, them being together, if they won together, it would never be like, oh, LeBron is getting carried by Steph. Oh, Steph getting carried by LeBron. It will be what you see in the Olympics. If they were to win, it would be
Yeah.
you know, here you go one game, here you go one game. Maybe it's we both snap in one game. But like I just feel like if they were to win at their age, that would be like, wow, what we saw in the Olympics was true for the NBA too. They both top 5 players in the NBA right now. So that
Yeah.
would be a positive thing. But I know that the trolls and the narrative, that's like, bro, F the narrative, bro. Get that ring.
Yeah. What else did you say? Caitlin Clark. Nah, Caitlin is hooping. Caitlin is hooping. I'm glad you gave Angel her props too, though, because she's definitely hooping as well. Both of them hooping
Yeah.
after the break. You could tell with Caitlin that she was in the film room. She was in the film room over break.
Oh yeah.
She might have took a little vacation, but obviously, you know, Angel is all over social media, and she's a social media influencer too. So we know Angel may have been everywhere but the film room, but as nonetheless, she came back snapping too. That first game wasn't it. I think she went like 4 for 14 or something, but still had a double. But that second game she played, that she was hooping. She was hooping.
They hooping. I'm just like, even on 2K, they got them 90 overalls. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at it.
for sure.
You feel
for
me?
sure.
Like there could be an argument if you want to say that they shouldn't be 90 overalls. All right, cool. The lowest I would go is 86. Because if you want to
Yeah,
say if you want to say Asia 99, and then if you want to say Brianna, I feel like the gap between Asia and everybody else is extremely big. That's
yeah,
like I think the next person like a 92. If you really want to say, if you really want to,
yeah.
I mean the
Nah,
gap
that's
is
right.
huge. But it's like it's Asia and it's Brianna Stewart. Then it's like all right,
Everybody
then
else.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's everybody else. So like if you
yeah,
want to make him lower because of that, but like the lowest I go is 86, bro. The lowest
yeah.
I go. Even yeah.
No allows. No allows. Listen, we not mad at no allows because he wrong. We mad at no allows because it was weird as hell. Like it was unprovoked. Nobody on this side spoke about you. Nobody on this side spoke about you. Nobody on this side spoke about your sport. Nobody on this side spoke about whatever weak ass league y'all run in or don't run in because y'all don't have a league. Like nobody on this side was speaking about you, bro. We was all chilling. We was just hooping. We was playing football. We was chilling. We was chilling. And here come Noah Lyles with these like weird narratives. And it's like, it's cool. I get it because he's not wrong per se. But like, dog, nobody was speaking on you. Nobody cared. Nobody
But
like.
that's the thing. Nobody was speaking on cuz. So what he gotta do, he gotta do what he gotta do
So he got
to
to stir
be
the
in
pot. And
media.
I get that. He got to stir the pot. And I get that. But you defending a pot stirrer because he was trying to make waves and a name for himself is not cool. Like, you like, bro, I don't understand why y'all mad at Noah Lyles. He won't wrong. Da 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 da. We're not saying he was wrong. We're just saying, bro, you're a pot stirrer and nobody was speaking on you. Nobody cared about you. Go run in the Olympics, bro. Like Noah Lyles has to understand at some point that the sport that he chose to play, the sport that he chose to participate in, however they say it in track, because I don't know if you play track. I don't think that's the right language for that. But the sport that he chose to participate in, this is what comes with that. We don't talk about track stars every day. We don't. When Usain Bolt was at the top of his game, nobody talked about Usain Bolt. We talked about him once every 4 years, and that was it. Well, I would say, okay, we talked about him every 3 years because leading up to the Olympics, when they was having trials and when they was doing their thing, whatever, that was when we started to talk. That was when we started back up the Usain Bolt, you know what I'm saying, conversations. But that is the sport that you chose to play. Nobody put a gun to that man's head and say, hey, you have to go and be a track star. Nobody put a gun to that man's head and said, hey, you should train harder for track than you do for basketball or football. If he wanted to play basketball or football, he should have done that. if he wanted to be mentioned, if he wanted his name to be heard, he should have chose a different path. He didn't grow up like I'm sure when he grew up, like he didn't grow up watching ESPN, seeing us talking about his favorite track stars every day. What did he think? What did he think? Like,
So
why is it okay that he gets to be a pot stirrer and you find that to be like that's cool. Like that's cool. And we should
no,
defend that.
here's my thing. Here's my thing. If he was a pot stirrer and was like mediocre, you're a super duper cornball. But I feel like if he's the best in the game, he has all right to leverage what he got and him being at his peak powers to be like, all right, I don't want to be like everybody else who they was just talking about every 4 years. Yeah, you were saying both the fastest man ever, but I don't want to just be talked about every 4 years. I want more for myself. That's like Jordan being like, oh well, the NBA was dead, or Magic, the NBA was dead before me. I'm hey, go ahead and just stick with what they had before me. Like I don't want to revel.
Okay,
I don't want to make the sport
I got
transform
you.
to newer heights. That's
I
what
got
Noah
you.
Lyles trying to do.
I got you, but listen, my point is you mentioned Magic, you mentioned Jordan, you mentioned those players that before they got there, the NBA was dead. You know what they didn't do to stir the pot or to get mentions or to get themselves talked about? They didn't go and talk about the MLB, which at the time was probably the biggest sport in America because baseball is, at that time it was God family baseball. That they didn't go and like, oh man, the MLB is trash, man. They not even world champions for real, man. They did it. Like nobody went and did that. I think my whole point is like, bro, you're a cornball because you decided to get mentioned. You wanted to try to degrade somebody else. That's
How
not
is it
cool. Like
degrading though? How
you
is it degrading if
you
it's
saying
facts?
because it's facts, but it's like it was like, bro, like it was unprovoked. Like that's like you going and being like, hey, bro, such and such podcast is trash. And then all of a sudden, like folks start watching our podcast. Like you didn't go about that the right way. You didn't put the groundwork in. You didn't put the footwork in. Like nobody said like nobody that was unprovoked. They didn't speak on us over there. They was chilling. They don't even know who we are. And then all of a sudden you come out like, man, such and such podcast is, man, that they John ass, bro. Like I would never watch their podcast. Da 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 da. And it's like, them folks over there, like, bro, who the hell is this kid? I don't even know him. Like, we don't even talk about that dude. It's not even your turn in the cycle yet. Like, that's how it feels. It's like, bro, like you was that you
Did you watch the nightcap, John? I watched
huh?
that, John. I saw um basically he was like, if you saw the 30,000 fans and Botswana that was cheering heavy, and now it's about to rain and all that, but they were cheering heavy for Tobago and he's their savior and all that. That's Trek, but they look at him like a god there. And then when Noah Lyles get back to USA, it's like, oh yeah, you won gold. Who cares? You still a cornball. It's like, dang, now he get more. Now guys that are, it's a debate. It's a debate that Tyreek Hill is the best wide receiver. It's a debate that he's top 10. Well, maybe it's not the debate, but he's definitely not top 5 best player in the NFL. But it's like guys like that are seen with more respect than a guy who won multiple gold medals either in the World Championships or the Olympics. It's like, dang, like, can I get that respect here in the US?
No,
That's what he's
no.
thinking.
And yeah, but that's not Tyreek's fault. That's not Tyreek's fault. That's not the NBA's fault. That's none of their faults. And that's the whole point that I'm trying to make to you is that they chose the right sport for if they wanted to be like famous, like you know how we be like, bro, our dream isn't to be famous, our dream is to make money and like have and like take care of our family. Like if they wanted to be famous, if their whole, people say that, like, oh, my dream isn't to be famous. My dream is to make money and take care of my family. Okay, Noah Lyles. If your dream was to be famous, if your dream was to be like a talked about revered person in America, you chose the wrong sport. And it makes you a cornball and an asshole when you mention other people who chose the right sport for that. You can't be mad at us for I can't okay. I can't be mad. Okay, if I this is I'll put it in our terms. If I choose to be a writer, if I choose to be a writer, I say, you know what, MJ, I'm done with the podcasting, I'm done with the on-air stuff, I'm done with all of that. I'm done with it all. I'm done with it all. I don't want to be on air no more. I want to go and be a writer. And say I start making great money. And in the world of writers, I'm revered. I didn't work for the Times. I didn't work for ESPN. I didn't work for the Globe. I didn't did all of these things. I didn't won a Pulitzer. Say I did all of those things, right? But I had the opportunity because of my God-given ability to be on air, to not be, people can't get in front of the camera every day. Noah Lyles athletically has the God-given ability to play whatever sport it is that he wants to play. He just happened to choose track. He happened to choose track, right? So that's like me being a writer and saying, you know what, Miles, I'm done with the on-air stuff. Knowing that on-air people are more famous, they make more money, they do whatever. That's like me 20 years from now writing an article about you and being like, bruh. That's like me 20 years from now being like, yeah, bruh. Miles got a podcast. That John trash, bruh. He won this award. He didn't really deserve it. They talking about him like this. I know, bro, for real. He not that. And then all of a sudden, now I start making money. Now I start going on world tours, doing all types of on-air podcasting and TV shows and stuff. You would be like, bro, like you would be
I could see. I like the journalism comparison because there are like journalists who just write, and that's where they go to. And it's like, all right, you can do that writing stuff. You can be great at the writing stuff, but it's like
you probably not gonna make
the
a lot of money.
guys who's on air, the guys who do social media, those are the guys that really got the ball. So that's
they
what
got
you
the
want
ball,
to do.
they got the money, they got the respect, they got the fame, they got it all, right? The writers don't have all of that. But if you choose to be a writer, that's what you chose. So going on somebody else's podcast and me being like, yeah, bro, that Miles a cornball. He trash. He don't deserve that prize he just won last night. He got up on stage and they gave him a prize and he didn't thank me and and man, when I pull up at the All-Star game at the NBA, bro, that Miles act like he don't know me and this, that, and the third. Like, bro, that's like, you would be like, bro, you're a cornball because like you had the ability to do what it is that I'm doing. You just decided not to. That's how we feel about Noah Lyles. Bro, you have the athletic ability to do whatever it is that you want to do in life. You have the athletic ability to play whatever sport it is that you wanted to play. You chose track. You made your bed. Now lay in it, bro. If that's the bed you wanted to lay in, that's the one you chose. Leave all of us alone. And for the simple fact that you wanted to be mentioned more, that you wanted to be talked about more, because
hey, I'm about to get off this joint because it's raining out this. Yo, hold up.